Welcome back. Now, a brief talk about my last video. My last video talked about the new Lagos. Now, what we did was we analyzed the new Lagos using a road map. Now, we started from VGC, from VI. We touched on Lekki. We touched on Awoyaya, down to Songotedo, Ajah, Eleko. We analyzed the difference between Ibeju Lekki and Ibeju. We also talked about investors who invest in Ibeju Lekki, in Igondo, that's the coastal line. We talked about investors who invest in Ibeju, in Eleko, in Epe, and we described where is the best place for you to invest. We analyzed the road network. We analyzed the effect of those of the road network currently, and how investors can earn. We talked about people who are buying properties around the Ibeju axis can build hotels, filling stations, fast food, and it can earn a lot. Why? Because of the new airport. We talked about commercial area like the Lekki Future Zone, the Lagos Future Zone, the seaport, the Dangote refinery, the Dangote fertilizers and coal, the power line. How people who will want residential property might not want to live there, and so they'll be buying properties at Ibeju and Epe. And we talked about how Epe is the next big thing. We also shed more light on why you shouldn't buy a property in the coastal line, and we talked about the type of property if you should get at the coastal line, you should what you should be looking at building. We talked about the expansion of the Lekki Road and why some of the estates had to move their next project to a much more further location because the Lekki Road is going to be expanded. So we talked about Lekki being a junction because the road conjunction from Lekki Free Zone, Awoyaya, Lekki axis, Awoyaya to Lakwe and from Epe will meet up at Eleko, and how the need to expand and make Eleko a roundabout. So we talked a lot. So if you want to really listen to it, please go back and watch our video. The name of the video is The New Lagos, Understanding the New Lagos. Now today I'm going to be saying something that you need to know because every smart investor needs to know the next big place, right? Um, Today's topic, as I said earlier, is going to be about the Lekki Regional Road. Now, the Lekki Regional Road can also be considered as the VGC to Freedom Way Link Bridge. Now, the goal of this link bridge is to decongest the traffic in the Lekki Epe Express Road, the Etiosa local government, right? Now, let me give a breakdown about how crazy the traffic can be in this location, right? So, let me start from you coming from the Epe angle. Now, Epe, is the other side of it's the Lekki Epe Expressway. So I'm coming from the Epe angle. Yes, so to the Lekki angle this time. So now coming from Epe, you'll be meeting Eleko. Now Eleko has a little traffic because they're expanding the road there. They're doing the road network. They're expanding the road and they're doing a little thing on the road. And so there's traffic at Eleko. Once you get to Eleko, you're moving closely. You're moving to Lakwe. Lakwe is also going to is experiencing a mild traffic there currently because of the road expansion. Then get to Awoyaya just completed series of traffic for months back to back. I know, so now the traffic is mild as well. Then get to Abiju's traffic to Majek is crazy currently because they're expanding the road. Then get to Songotedo, Ogidon's traffic is crazy. And then you get to Ramadi, Sonia, sometimes have traffic because of the traffic light. Then you also get to Ajah. Ajah can experience its own crazy traffic down to VGC, traffic. Then you get towards Chevron. Chevron, you're having traffic there. Then you're having traffic at Jakonde, Chisco, Ikate. And then sometimes Lekki phase one in the evening time, there's traffic there. Then you get to Ikoyi, there's traffic. You get to VI, there's traffic. You get to Bonny Camp, there's traffic. So Lagos is experiencing crazy traffic. Actually, why wouldn't it when 70% of the cars in Nigeria are in Lagos? Now, one of the things you need to know as a smart investor is that in the last 2 years, there have been 40% migration to the island, especially the New Lagos angle. That's from New Lagos, I mean from Ibeju down to Eleko and Ibeju Lekki and Epe axis down in the last 10 years. So that means a lot of people are coming to the island, a lot of people are coming to this location. They're coming to Ibeju. A lot of developments are fast growing. That's why you see most of the adverts that most realtors are showing you online are all of these areas. Now, but there's something that we do differently that I want you to understand. What we do is very strategic. Now we also help, we also consult, and we're in partnership with a lot of fantastic and verified developers. And so we ensure that the properties we are promoting, or we are consulting, or we are selling are verified and they have good titles. So that's why we do not talk about a lot of properties. We are very, 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 very careful on we post. So we have a lot of trained surveyors and colleagues in the lands, and also the surveyor's office. So we always ensure that everything we do is professional and good to go. All right. Now back to what I was saying. Now today we're going to be analyzing the Lekki Regional Road. Hmm. Now, the aim of this is to decongest the traffic from the Ajah, Adesanya Hangu, Songote and Abijo Hangu down to VGC. And we want to, the goal is also to ease the road congestion from Jakonde, Chevron Angle down to Lekki. And so the way it is you move from Ajah, get to VGC, climb the bridge, and the next thing you're in Lekki. So you're not going to go through Logolo, you're not going to go through Osakpa, you're not going to go through Agungi, you're not going to go through Chevron, you're not going to go through Orchid, you're not going to go through Eleganza, you're not going to go through Ikate. So you just busted at the Freedom Way. That is smart. And that is according to the Lagos State Master Plan of 1982, as well as the Lekki Master Plan of 2013. So government is following the master plan. Now, how do we get to know about the master plan? Just like we told you, we have colleagues and we have staffs and partnership with Lagos State Government Surveyor's Office. We know some things that a lot of realtors, a lot of consultants, a lot of developers don't even know. Now, let me explain. Now, get ready. All right, so this is it. So, the bridge is 8.75 kilometers, right? So, it is 8.75 kilometers wide. That's 500 meters long, right? It's going to have an intersection of 251 meters. There's going to be 50 meters bicycle road or walkway. Now, the road, that bridge is currently constructed by ITEC. ITEC at the ITEC Construction Company and Advanced Engineering (AEE). Those are the ones that constructed the popular is it Ojokin Road at VI, right? So they let me confirm. So they are the one that constructed the road there. So they have a very good level of expertise. Fantastic. Now, the construction of this bridge started was approved um, in 2020, April 2020, and work began May 2020. Now, according to the Lagos State government, it is supposed to have taken 22 months. However, they have extended it because of the COVID period. They are extending it to 2023 ending. Now, currently, the bridge it has gone far. We're going to be dropping a little video showing the bridge, right? How far they have gone. In fact, the video is a little bit outdated compared to what we saw the last time. Good. Bridge. Now it's going to be the bridge they're going to do first before they start the construction of the 4th Million Bridge. Now, what is the aim of the 4th Million Bridge? If you have heard about the airport, the newly approved Lekki Airport. Now, the 4th Million Bridge is going to link people um, from Lekki to Ikeja, as well as from Ibeju Lekki and go to Ikorodu. That's the plan of the 4th Million Bridge. It's going to decongest all of this road network that's going on and going to ease the flow of trucks around this new Lagos angle now. But before they can do that bridge, they have to do something, and that's what they are currently doing. The Lekki Regional Road, or the VGC to Lekki, the VGC to Freedom Way Link Bridge. Now, this bridge has by default for every smart investor giving them a signal. If you're a forex trader, if you're used to shares and stocks, everyone looks at point of entry. We call it the entry point. The entry point is where you start up a trade, is where you get into the market. And that's the same thing in real estate. You have to understand, when should I get into the market? Should I get into the market when everybody is there? Or should I get into the market before everybody gets there? Now, let me tell you a story. There's someone called Chief Shonibare. If you're familiar, one of the biggest estates on the mainland is called Shonibare. It's called Shonibare Estate, right? Shonibare Estate is by Chief Shonibare. What he did was he noticed that it's just opposite the GRA. So he noticed that there needs to be a place that is going to complement the GRA. And so he went to the bush at around Maryland and he built Shonibare Estate. Guess what? Shonibare Estate is even as is more expensive than a lot of houses. A lot of people, is arguably the most expensive estate on the mainland. Now, so that's the same thing I want you to think about today. Should I get there when everybody gets there? Or should I get there before everybody gets there? In my last video, I talked about the essence of you getting to Ibeju. And I talked about why a lot of developers have now moved to Ibeju. Now, the thing is this, just like that, in this topic, in this same topic, you need to own properties currently around Ajah, around Ibrahim Sonya, around Songotedo, around VGC. Currently, the place in VGC can own an Irish Drive, around Ikota. Why? Because over time, the prices in these locations will spike. They will increase dramatically. Why? Because a lot of people will migrate from the expensive nature of Lekki Phase 1 and Lekki and Osaka and all these places to this angle. And since the problem they had once experienced was traffic, the bridge will help them ease that problem. And so they can say, I live at Ikota and I can get to Lekki in less than 8 minutes. So why shouldn't I own a property in Ikota? Why shouldn't I own a property in Irish Drive? Oh yes, I live in Shongotedo, Ibrahim and I can get to Lekki. Since I work in Lekki, I can get in Lekki in the next 10 minutes. Why shouldn't I own a house in Ibrahim? Why shouldn't I buy a house in Ogombo or Ajah or Songotedo? Now, but the question is this: are you going to be the one to sell them their houses, or are you going to be the one to buy houses from people who were there first? Now, currently, you can get properties around Ibrahim Sonya, Songotedo at a very cost-effective price compared to what it's going to be. So now, the thing for every smart investor is own properties there. That's the billionaire investor advice for today. Own properties around the VGC, Ikota, Songotedo, Ibrahim Sonya, Ajah, Ibeju GRA axis currently. Now, a property in Ikota GRA is currently a three-bedroom duplex. You can get it for 5 million. Some you can get at 50 million. You can get some at 35 million to 45 million. Three-bedroom. We can always definitely show you what you can get there. Definitely, we can always do that. Now, the thing is this: once you get properties there, the question is, but the bridge might not be completed in 2023. No problem. Get the property now. Now, let me bust your head. Now, the properties there can also be used for shortlet. Currently, a lot of people own shortlet properties around this location. Why? Because of behind of this location are a lot of beach and resorts. So, in fact, in a much more comfortable way, you're owning properties that are close to beach and resort. And if you're familiar with the real estate sector, you understand that properties close to waterfronts are easier to sell and are more expensive. Now, properties that are close to the roadside or major development or strategic locations not far from major development are more expensive and sell faster. That's why currently, if you're familiar with, let me use the mainland because a lot of people abroad are in mainland. If you're familiar with the um, Yaba to Ikorodu Express Road, you really see a lot of residential properties there. Most of the properties by the road are turned commercial. Why? Because a lot of the demand of such properties are high. Now that's the same type and look alike of how this area is gonna be. And what you need to do is to get properties around there. Right now. Now, the thing is this: there are a lot of developers that we're in partnership with that started development there. We have ensured that the properties have good governance consent, not governance. In fact, let me even bust here: the difference between C of O file number and C of O, and the difference between governor's consent and governor consent file number. And a lot of people don't know this. A lot of realtors don't know this. A lot of consultants don't know this. They just talk about it. And I know properties that are not even C of O, and a lot of people are shouting C of O. And maybe we'll talk about those things. But for an investor, this is it. You can own these properties there. And you can even more better, you can own off-land properties there. Let me give you the concept. So, for instance, they're building. I know they're going to build this property in 12 months. I have to ensure that the document is good. I have to ensure that the service charge I'm aware of it. I have to ensure that the initial deposit fits. Right. So what I do is okay. So I do the initial deposit. I pay installment payment plan. I watch my property being built. At the same time, I'm watching the building of the link bridge. And so once the link bridge is almost done and my property is ready, I already know that the time lag to earning a lot of income is short. So it is a strategic way for you to own properties close to the Lekki Regional Road. Now you need to see if you want to. In recent times, there's a location I'm going to be talking about called Bangbala. Bangbala is located at Ikate. Now last year around March, April, I went to Bangbala and Bangbala had few houses, but everywhere was flooded. I went there about 2 months ago. And I discovered that Bangbala that I used to think was a flooded area has turned to what I don't understand. It's now very developed. And an average four-bedroom duplex, semi-detached duplex there sells for over 135 million. I can show you a lot. In fact, we have properties there for as high as 300 million. Now, Bangbala is just a link road between Freedom Way and Bagmala is the link road between, yeah, it's just a link road to Freedom Way, I mean to say. In fact, if you're passing the PWC, you just get into, from Freedom Way, you pass the PWC, get into Bangbala immediately. Now, I said that to say this, that one of the things I've noticed in the real estate sector is properties can become gold overnight. However, the people who own most of the gold are the ones who saw it ahead of time and went there. So one of the things you can also do, you can drop a comment asking me, I don't have I don't have 35 million, I don't have 10 million, I have like 5 million. What location is best? So I can prescribe to you properties that you can own.